She went home, slipped into a revealing nightgown, and stood by the bed. That's when she accidentally caught sight of the man across the way changing his clothes. Lisa couldn't take her eyes off him, completely drawn in, until the young man seemed to notice her watching. It was awkward, but Lisa, lonely and restless after her divorce, couldn't resist stealing another glance. What she didn't realize was that this tiny moment of weakness would eventually come back to haunt her. She shrugged it off, believing time would make them both forget. But she was wrong. One morning, as Lisa was about to drive her son to school, the garage door jammed halfway down and wouldn't budge. She tried pushing it, but it was stuck. Then, out of nowhere, a pair of strong arms came to her rescue. It was Jack, the neighbor next door. With both their families around, neither of them mentioned what had happened that night. Jack quickly diagnosed the problem, but fixing it meant buying a few parts from town. Since he was around the same age as Lisa's son, and had just stepped in to help, the boy warmed up to him quickly. Soon, the two became friends, and with Jack's help, the garage was fixed in no time. Over the following weeks, Lisa couldn't help noticing Jack's devotion to his parents, a detail that stirred her admiration. Jack, in turn, made sure Lisa often saw him in a tank top, showing off just enough to get her attention. The attraction between them was obvious, but with family always present, they kept things neighborly. Then came the chance Jack had been waiting for. Every Saturday, Lisa's son went to visit his father and grandparents, leaving her home alone. Jack seized the moment. That evening, he invited her over for dinner. They ate, shared drinks, and under the influence of alcohol, Jack finally gave in to his desire. He pulled Lisa into the bedroom, and she didn't resist. The next morning, Lisa woke in shock. She realized she had made a terrible mistake. The age gap between them was too wide. They could never really be together. She told Jack as much, but he flew into a rage, slamming his fist against the doorframe. Even so, Lisa tried to calm him down, explaining they both had separate lives and that what happened should be treated as nothing more than an accident, something best forgotten. For the moment, Jack seemed pacified, and Lisa thought it was over. But that very evening, just as her son returned home with her ex-husband from visiting his grandparents, Lisa was in the kitchen preparing dinner when Jack suddenly showed up at the house, uninvited.